tomorrow's the senior center, at the senior center is the summer cookout.
I'm cooking.
Oh, that's right, 12:30 to 2:30.
Cooking.
Whatever they put in front of me.
You're a cooker.
Oh, yeah. Ever so slight, but yeah. You know, it swiveled that much. That's cool.
Shouldn't even be out this far.
There you go.
Brian?
How are you?
Today, thanks. Yeah.
Glad you got to come by.
You doing, Kev?
Yeah, hey, yeah. I don't make, that's the first time I've ever come up to that.
Feeling?
Oh, good.
Been up with some second readings. But I can't get on this thing. Yeah. Not with this laptop. It ain't acting right.
I shouldn't have.
I'll just agree
Okay.
with a nod, no verbal.
No commitment
In
here.
front of me.
You can have this. Is this helpful?
I got agenda.
Okay.
Tear down the TV.
Not I. We haven't had
You're
a
using this time.
PC meeting since June.
What's up? Yeah, you got.
Haven't had a PC meeting since June, so not it.
Minutes.
I messed with that, I don't know.
You know, big deal.
See, this will be short.
It may be doing it. It's
Kevin,
go-
1
may-
minute.
it's
1
go-
minute.
On that time.
When I was running through it,
Hmm.
so second.
Yeah.
It finally kicked on. It kicked on with the air conditioner. It came on, Brittany. It works with the air.
Showing his animals at the Wayne County Fair.
Brittany.
Yeah.
Came on with the air conditioner.
Has to be there.
It came on with the air conditioner.
It's a priority.
Right.
Seriously.
6 o'clock, Kevin.
This meeting is called to order at 6 o'clock. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, welcome. We are being broadcast live over YouTube and Van Buren Channel 12 television. Clerk Wright, would you call the roll?
Yes, trustee Frazier.
Here.
Trustee Kelly.
Here.
Trustee Boyden. Trustee Martin.
Here.
Treasurer Bud is excused. Clerk Wright is present. Supervisor,
Here.
we have a quorum.
Thank you. Today's executive summary, what we're going to be doing today. First thing we do is we take care of regular business, prepaid lists, voucher lists, which are paying basically our electric bills and heat, stuff like that. We're then going to vote on a township memorandum, which is going to be a deal between Van Buren Township and Homestead for special improvements on their roads. Then we're going to be entering into an agreement with SEMCOG for accepting an award of $40,000 for the planning assistance program for the Belleville Road corridor safety. It's a street plan. They'll be doing a new business today, which will include a potential award to Klansky Excavating for clearing of trees at the northwest corner of Belleville Road and Tyler Road. We will be discussing a purchase of a 23 Ford Transit Connect XLT van for community services. And we'll be discussion on ordinances, two of them. There'll be second readings. One is to rezone a parcel on Van Born Road from light industrial to general industrial, and another for 16355 Haggerty Road to be rezoned from single-family residential to agriculture and estates. Finally, we'll be doing a discussion on an ordinance to increase the maximum allowable height of a detached single-family home to 2.5 stories or 35 feet. Moving on, can I get a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Got a motion by trustee Frazier, supported by clerk Wright. Hearing no discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next item is consent, an adoption of the consent agenda.
Through the chair,
Trustee Boynton.
I move that we accept through consent agenda the following items. Board meeting minutes of July 18th, the prepaid lists of July 20th and July 28th, the voucher list of August 1st, all of 2023, a memorandum of understanding between the Charter Township of Van Buren and the Homestead Subdivision Homeowners Association regarding the road improvements being made in accordance with the Homestead Subdivision Special Assessment District, and to enter into an agreement between Van Buren Township and Southeast Michigan Council of Governments, SIMCOG, and to accept the award of $40,000 for the Planning Assistance Program for the Belleville Road Corridor Safety and Complete Streets Plan.
What?
Support, oh, I'm sorry, is that you, clerk? Okay. Clerk Wright. I have a motion by trustee Boynton, supported by clerk Wright. Hearing no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. We have no public hearings today, so we're going into correspondence, announcements, and presentations. I have, first of all, I have a letter that I received. I receive a letter almost every week from somebody that the REAL program has gone out and taken care of, and they do a wonderful job. They fix up elderly people's homes so that they can stay in their homes because, well, it's a sad truth. If you can't maintain your home, you can't stay in the home. So these people help them stay there. And this is thank you for your assistance with the yard work today. I greatly appreciated the yard work. Yard work, sometimes it gets away with it from us. We also have farm animals to care for, and your help was greatly appreciated. Thank you again. I hope you enjoyed the animals. They made farming worthwhile. That was from Joyce Bushak. I also have a summer cookout. Van Buren has a summer cookout coming up tomorrow. It's from 12:30 to 2:30 over at the Haggerty Senior Center. We're at the Haggerty Senior Center right now. 12:30 to 2:30 tomorrow. Come on out. Trustee Boynton's cooking. So, does anybody else have a presentation or announcement?
Yes, just like to announce that Saturday, what is it, August 5th, is the annual Shred Day for Van Buren Township. Be here at the Township Hall, front parking lot, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. 10 a.m.? 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Also, Andover Farms Homeowner Association will be having their community-wide garage sale this coming weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
I guess I should add, Greenbrier Homeowners Association is having its block party Saturday. It's at my house. So, it's actually at the house across the street, but they kind of mulled over, so. Starts at 12, starts at 2. Come on over, I don't care. Anybody else? All right. Let's see, next is public comment. Does anybody wish to speak from the public on any issues that are before the board today? Mr. Salmon? Thank you. We're moving on to unfinished business, which we have none. New business. Line item number 1 is to consider an approval of awarding a bid to Kalansky Excavating for land clearing and the clearing of trees on township-owned property in the northwest corner of Belleville Road and Tyler Road. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the awarding a bid to Kalansky Excavating and Land Clearing LLC for the clearing of trees on township-owned property at Belleville and Tyler Roads.
Support.
Boynton. Director Akers.
Good evening, Board. In 2021, the township hired an engineering firm to review a few areas of the Ford Land property, which is also known as the township-owned property at the northwest corner of Belleville and Tyler Road, to evaluate the soil conditions to determine if the reviewed areas were regulated wetlands under state and federal law. In September 2021, the township received a letter from the state of Michigan's Eagle Department, which indicated that those areas were not regulated wetlands and a permit from the state would not be required for development on the site. This determination that was made by the state has an expiration date of September 30th, 2023. So in order to take the initial steps to improve the drainage of the property, the township put out to bid services to clear and grub specified areas of the site, which are closer to that, the Belleville-Tyler intersection. The scope of work involves the removal of trees and vegetation, grinding of the stumps, and raking of the ground. The proposed clearing plan would leave a 25-foot buffer area of trees along the corner of Belleville and Tyler Roads. The township received proposals from 8 qualified companies, and the lowest responsive bidder was with Kalansky Excavating and Land Clearing LLC. Kalansky is a Van Buren Township-based business who is located off Hannon Road and has many years of experience completing this type of work. Township staff has been working with Fishbeck, our engineers, to complete a soil erosion and grading plan for the project. Once completed, staff will obtain a price for the additional items for the soil erosion fence and land balancing, and treat this as an addendum to the project under our purchasing policy. Our final or ultimate goal of this project is to create positive drainage on this area of the site. Concludes my summary, and I'm available to answer any questions on the contract.
I'm going to add something else before we go on, just so we have complete transparency. Well, we normally do not take trees out because we're not of the developer's world. We find ourselves in the land business that this board said we were going to take 50 acres and set aside for resale to get our money back. I have to be transparent, though, and state that there's a land balancing that we thought was going to be around 50,000, but it could cost an additional 100. So there could be up to $100,000 more onto this contract. It was more. We just found that out today, and I wanted to make sure everybody knew that going in. Okay. All right. So let's open it up. Discussion? No.
No.
Okay. All right, we're safeguarding, now that property was going for $275,000 an acre across the street at Speedway. So we really need to save those acreage. That's the money that's gonna really give us our money back. The last call on discussion? Nope. Hearing no discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item.
Through the chair.
Yes, sir.
I consider approval of purchase of a 2023 Ford Transit Connect XLT van from Atchison Ford. This vehicle will be utilized as a fleet vehicle assigned to the community service for a total vehicle cost of $38,372.16.
Support.
Okay. Director Luckett.
Good evening, Board, and thank you for having me this evening. This is before you for consideration of the purchase of a 2023 Ford Transit Connect XLT van from Atkinson Ford. This vehicle will be utilized and assigned to the community service for the township's Meals on Wheels program. So this is, that I know of, probably the first new vehicle that the town has purchased outright for this program. Um, the Meals on Wheels program currently has 3 retired police explorers that are 10 years old and 1 park van that they're on loan that's 20 years old. As the police department purchase new vehicles, the retired vehicles are given to Meals on Wheels, and unfortunately, there hasn't been any usable vehicles to pass down in quite a few years. Being that these vehicles was originally purchased with police packages, which is very costly. Those vehicles are equipped with a different brake system, a different charging system, because they utilize for police vehicles. Then when Meals on Wheels get those vehicles, and they already use vehicles, it's quite costly for us to keep them up. So I'm quite happy to be in front of you to be able to, for you to consider purchasing this vehicle for a very important program for the township that serves our citizens. Every couple of days, we deliver meals, and we really depend on dependable vehicles out there. With that said, the program runs 3 to 4 routes a day, 4 days a week. Starting in September, they deliver to 116 households, and it's a great program. Now, this vehicle I had Atkinson looking for a vehicle for this program for probably the last month and a half. This vehicle came available on the fact that another customer ordered it and decided they didn't want it. So they brought it over to the township and said, hey, take a look at this vehicle. It's exactly, in my opinion, and Director Renault's opinion, that this is what we need. It's basically outfitted for the type of service. It has the plastic in the back where they can set the meals, and if anything wastes on plastic, we can just wash it out, not carpet, and it's stained and all those things. So with that said, I recommend that the board approve this purchase, and we'll get this vehicle in and get it on the road.
So this marks a direct change in what we've been doing for the last 6 years. 6 years ago, when we started the program to update the facilities, we had 50 used cars out there in the lot in they were all broke down. I mean, half of them were broke down. So every year we would filter the ones out and get rid of the crummy ones, and we would take the police cruisers that we bought. We bought 3 every year. They'd go in. We'd take 3 out, and then we'd use those, and we'd get rid of a bunch more old Crown Vics and stuff. Since COVID, we haven't been able to buy the police cruisers. So we're running short on those. In fact, we're starting to have to buy Dodges because we just can't get any Explorers. Because we haven't bought any, we haven't had anything to sand down, and we've been slowly but surely running these into the ground. And they were running into the ground when they came here. So this is the first, hopefully not of many, but at least the first of maybe 1 or 2 more that we're going to need over the next few years for that group. Just like, Okay. Any questions?
Through the chair.
Yes.
I'm just happy that we're buying it from Atchison Ford, who's a long-term member of our community. And they always provide us good service.
They do. And we are allowed to buy, we get it at the state bid price, which is the lowest price, I suppose, that you get. So, okay. All right. So I have a motion by Clerk Wright, supported by Trustee Boynton. Hearing no further questions. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, board.
Item number 3 on new business. I have a second reading. Who would like to take this one and read it?
Through the chair,
All right.
I move-
Brian?
I move to consider approval of the second reading of ordinance 07-18-231, rezoning of Van Born Road property, parcel ID number 83-009-99-0002-000 from M1 Light Industrial to M2 General Industrial.
Support.
Okay, I've got a motion, I've got support. Director?
Thank you, Board. This, again, as the Supervisor mentioned, is the second reading. This is a 24-acre parcel east of Sheldon Road on the north side of Van Born Road that the Planning Commission reviewed a rezoning request for. And the request is to rezone from M1 to M2, which is consistent with the master plan and the future land use map adopted by the township. And the Planning Commission held a public hearing and recommended approval of this rezoning on their regular agenda on June 14th. We went over this at the July 18th meeting as well, but I'm glad to answer any questions, additional questions you have about it.
Any questions? All right, this is the second reading, so I assume we all know what we're voting on. I have a motion by Trustee Kelly, supported by Trustee Frazier. Clerk, could you call the roll?
Yes, trustee Kelly. Yes. Trustee Boyden,
Yes.
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee Frazier. Yes for me. Treasurer Bud is excused. Supervisor,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. Number 4. This is also a second reading.
I'll take it. To consider approval of second reading of ordinance 07-18-23, parentheses 2, rezoning of 16355 Hagley Road, parcel ID number 83-142-99-001-000 from R1B Single Family Residential to AG Agricultural and estates.
Okay, can I get a support?
Support.
Mr. Boynton, Trustee Boynton. Director Powers?
Okay, thank you, Board. Similarly, this request was a rezoning petition reviewed by the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission held a public hearing at their regular meeting on June 14th and then recommended approval of the rezoning to the Board on June 28th. This property is on the east side of Haggerty Road, south of Riggs Road. It's a part of the township that's master planned for this type of zoning. In the master plan, the future land use map identifies this area as what's called rural residential, which connects directly to the ag zoning that the applicant is seeking. So the Planning Commission recommended this vote, and I'm happy to answer any other questions about it.
All right, does anybody have any questions? Hearing none. I have a motion by Clerk Wright, supported by Trustee Boynton. Clerk, could you call the roll?
Yes. Yes for me. Trustee Frazier,
Yes.
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee Boyden,
Yes.
trustee Kelly. Yes. Treasurer Bud is excused. Supervisor,
Yes.
motion passed.
Okay, line item number 5. Discussion on to consider approval of second reading of an ordinance to increase the maximum allowable height of a single-family dwelling. Can somebody read that?
I'd like to consider approval for the second reading of ordinance 07-18-23, parentheses 3, I believe it is. Yes, to increase the maximum allowance height for detached single-family dwelling to 2.5 stories or 35 feet in height.
Support.
Okay. Director Power?
Okay, thank you, Board. A lot of these agendas were coming through the Planning Commission in June, so this public hearing was also held in June on the 14th. The Planning Commission recommended approval of this set of text amendments to the zoning ordinance after a series of discussions at previous meetings. I believe they recommended their approval on the June 28th agenda. But what this does is takes the permitted maximum allowable height in the districts that accommodate detached single-family residential homes from 30 feet to 35 feet, or from 2.0 stories to 2.5 stories. And this is more consistent with a lot of the comparison communities that we studied. It will provide some flexibility for potential home builders and bring some existing properties into more conformity with the zoning ordinance. So the Planning Commission recommended approval, and I'm glad to answer any questions about this as well.
Okay, anybody? Nope. Okay, we've got a motion by Clerk Wright, and we have support by Trustee Kelly to basically change our ordinance to match the communities around us. So, again, motion by Clerk Wright, supported by Trustee Kelly. No, Harry, no further discussion? All in favor? Excuse me, roll call, sorry.
Again, it's yes for Clerk Wright. Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Frazier? Trustee Martin?
Yes.
Trustee Boyden? The treasurer is absent and excused. Supervisor?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We have no reports. We're into public comment. Is there anybody from the public that wishes to speak on any matter before the board? Is there anybody online that wants to speak? I'm expecting Dan to run it if there is. Okay, here he comes. No, okay. So, so we have none. I did hear, though, I want to say that, does Channel 4 had a special, yes, on a news report about our flock cameras, and it was very well put about how wonderful we've been doing with those, and quite frankly, it's just amazing how many times we're catching people that think they're getting away, and we're finding them at their homes, resting comfortably or sleeping in their trucks or whatever, and wondering how the heck we found them so fast. So it's a great thing that we've got going on here. Anybody else wish to make any comments?
I do.
Okay.
I have more of a question than anything. As you all well may know, the mobile station at Haggerty and I-94 across the street from the BP has been demolished. The building's completely gone. Are they also going to take down that huge sign? I'm pretty sure that you, Director, you've been on top of that, but it seems like they're, well, I won't say that, but are they going to take down the sign?
Earliest, the final site plan review will be on the Planning Commission's agenda next week. And one of the conditions of preliminary site plan approval was that that sign would have to be removed as part of any final site plan approval. So we will be addressing that when that comes before the Planning Commission, but that is something that was requested as a condition of approval with preliminary site plan review. They took down the gas station before they're really ready to start construction on the new building, which is fine, completely voluntary, but they just haven't taken down the sign yet.
Okay, good.
Any other questions? Hearing none, can I get a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Boynton, got a motion, got support, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.